Hi, everyone. Welcome to our What's Buzzing commencement edition. I know everybody's really excited about this topic, and congratulations to all of you and your future graduates. I'm Sharon Brownlow, along with Ashley Arnold from our Parent and Family Programs office. We're so excited to be with y'all today. And we have our special guest speaker, Serena Wallace, who's Director of Institute events. And we just are so thankful for her time here. She's got a lot to share with you, and we'll have some time for question and answer. So, with that, I'm going to hand it right over to Serena. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. Commencement is the event that honestly our team loves. We get jazzed about it. Literally, it's in my dreams, for better or for worse. But commencement is our way of celebrating students and celebrating their past 4 years and what has happened here at Georgia Tech. I'm going to sloppily share my screen so we can get a presentation rolling with you all today. Excellent. You guys, so what I have the screen shared, I can't see chat, I can see Q&A. So do keep your questions rolling in Q&A. I will do my best to answer in flow. I'm also going to have time at the end for your questions. So if I'm not able to address it during the presentation, I've got plenty of time on the back end to answer your questions. So let's dive into commencement. Who are we? Who am I? Thank you for the introduction. I am our Director of Institute Events. I am part of a small but mighty team that runs commencement, as well as you may have seen us at New Student Convocation, welcoming your students, honors luncheons, faculty staff honors luncheons, retirements, all that stuff. So we're in charge of the big end events. Pictured here is actually our team plus plus. This is our team plus our social team plus some amazing volunteers we have. We are a small but mighty team of 3. You can get us at events@godtech.edu, or you can call what we lovingly call the commencement hotline at 404-385-2638. You'll likely get me on the commencement hotline and my team on the events inbox. So we are available for questions as they come up. Speaking of, there's one right there. So ceremony overview, let's start there just to make sure we're all on the ground floor together. We've got 2 bachelor's ceremonies taking place. Bachelor's morning commencement, that is all of our students in College of Computing, so CS, Computer Science. We've got our College of Science students. I saw some EAS grads in there and some psychology and mathematics, as well as College of Business. So our business administration students, you're all in our morning ceremony. Doors will open at 8 for that one, for an event that's 9 to 11:30. If you're making lunch plans, make them for 12:30 or a little after. That gives you plenty of time to get out of the venue, get some post photos, and not feel rushed by the traffic that day. My afternoon crew, you guys, we've got doors at 2 for our 3 o'clock ceremony. That's going to be Ivan Allen College. So all of our liberal arts into econ, all those majors, College of Design, Architecture, and College of Engineering. If engineering's in their name, aerospace, mechanical engineering, nuclear, I think I saw a few other like environmental, that's all going to be in the afternoon crew. You'll notice that our published times for that is 3 to 5:30. I am like right on my capacity numbers at that ceremony. So I'm telling this crew, this is where you get your commencement secrets. Probably gonna be close to a 5:45 end for me on that one. We'll try to make it 5:30, but I may run a little late. So make your dinner plans for 6:30 p.m. or after. We also sometimes encourage a late dinner time of 7, so that way you have time to get there, get a little appetizer, celebrate with a toast before you sit down for your dinner. I didn't see in the chat any of our grad families in there, but we do have a ceremony that Saturday. That's our master's, and they are splitting up by colleges. And then we also have a PhD on Thursday. So if our responses are delayed on Thursday, it's because we're running another ceremony. Before the ceremony, here's important things to do beforehand. This is your checklist. First, register with Grad Images. Grad Images is our vendor who we have who will be taking the photo of your graduate as they cross the stage. You can view the proofs and view what they have without having to purchase, so be sure to pre-register your email address. That means as soon as those photos are taken, they are sending them out to parents within hours. So that gets you first dibs on those photos. Secondly, review the venue information page. We put the URL on that page for you. That's going to have all of our rules for what is and isn't allowed in the venue, parking information, um, gates that are going to be open, security entrance, all that stuff. That page is probably going to answer your big logistical questions. We continue to read it every week to make sure it's staying accurate as well. So give it a read. Uh, Third, receiving your tickets. Your students are receiving their tickets digitally. They're going to get an email from athletics saying your mobile tickets have arrived. They're going to get an email from me and my team saying, hey, you should have gotten an email from athletics. Your tickets have arrived. They're going to get those the week of April 14th. From there, your student can either digitally transfer the tickets to you and the graduation celebration crew to get them their tickets. You can also take screenshots. If you take screenshots, pay close attention, make sure everyone has a different screenshot. They will scan, and if ticket one gets scanned multiple times, they're going to get denied at the entrance. So screenshots are fine, just play it safe. Fourth thing, highly recommend talk about a meetup plan with your grad in advance. As folks are coming in, whether you're meeting beforehand, afterwards, a lot of families, and all of the grads are dressed the same. They're a little harder sometimes to find. So make a meetup plan of where you guys are going to meet, how you guys want to have those communications. You can go to maps.gatech.edu. That's got great campus maps. It gives you walking directions. When you guys come on campus, you can pull it up and you can let it know exactly where you're at, and it'll guide you through even the sidewalks and all of the paths we have here to get you where you need to go. About a week, maybe 2 weeks before the ceremony, you will also see there's a commencement overlay that we add to maps.gatech. That's going to note the parking decks we have available, any traffic changes we make, and all those important little tidbits that you'll need. So do use maps.gatech in addition to your Google Maps. Finally, print your signs to celebrate your grad. We actually just refreshed the digital signage page. It's the memorabilia keepsakes. We've got some really fun little like celebrate your grad posters that you can print. So if you want to have those available, it's a great time to get those printed and done. Tips and tricks. Here's what we're really here for. One, I'll keep saying it. Designated meeting spot, guys. It's just a little chaotic as we're getting everyone out and trying to move on to our next event. It's just really crowded. So make sure you have a meeting plan beforehand and how you guys want to coordinate. Two, keep those cell phones charged, both you and your grad. It's a long day. We're taking a lot of photos. We're taking a lot of videos. There's so much to celebrate. So do keep your phone charged and maybe bring an extra battery pack. Three, we're going to tell your grad to screenshot their grad pass. You're going to start to hear this term a lot. Grad pass is their digital name card that they're going to use to have their name called and announced at the ceremony. They're going to get a lot of communications from us about this the week of April 21st, but we will remind them to screenshot their grad pass. Fourth, we really encourage folks to dress for the weather. We are also watching that weather every day, every hour. It's a thing. The good news is for our bachelor's families, we are inside, so we are protected from rain. We don't have to worry about any rain delays or any of that stuff, but you are going to be released into the weather at the end of the ceremony. So do keep an eye on that forecast. It is the summer season in Georgia. It's going to be hot, and it's probably going to rain for like 15 minutes at 4 o'clock. That's just what it does here. So be prepared. And if you want to take photos beforehand, get to campus early. We're about to put out some articles from Institute Communications about where to take your photos, great spots around campus. So do check that out. It'll have sample photos and show you where those locations are around campus. And yes, we have adjusted it for the campus construction that we have going on right now. So it is an accurate list. Let's talk a little bit about McCamish. McCamish is where we are hosting our bachelor's ceremonies. There's a lot of fun things you can bring into that ceremony. Flowers, love it, bring it. We'll even have flower sales on site. Signs are allowed as long as they're under 3 by 5. So your standard poster board, totally cool, totally allowed. So signs are allowed. You can bring baby food if you have a little one with you. Child in arms counts. If you also need a little bit of food for any medical reasons, you are allowed to bring those smaller snacks in. There's additional information about this on our website, or you can always shoot us an email. We'll make sure to get you the details on that. We are a clear bag facility, so small clutches, clear bags, totally cool. Bring in the extremely large Sam's Club bag that I used to haul all my freezer groceries, not going to be allowed in the venue. However, we do have bag check. Bag check is completely free. It is located across the street from McCamish in the Buyers Tennis Complex. We'll also have that on our commencement overlay map. So if you've got something a little larger, especially if we're traveling from out of state or out of country and you've got a little more with you, there will be a free bag valet available. Bag valet is going to open 30 minutes prior to our doors opening. So that'll be 7:30 for our morning ceremony, and that'll be 1:30 p.m. for our afternoon ceremony. Things that aren't allowed. Can't bring the whole thing of food and beverage. I will have concessions available in the venue. We'll talk more about that. But no outside food and beverage. Unfortunately, no umbrellas. I did mention tends to be a little bit of rain in Georgia that time of year. Ponchos are cool. Umbrellas, unfortunately, we can't have in the venue. They're sticks you can swing at folks. No horns, no noisemakers. Make the noise with your hands and your voices, but don't bring any additional noisemakers into the venue, as well as backpacks. Cameras with lenses are cool. The lens cannot be over 4 inches. Anything larger than that will be asked to check. Strollers. Did asterisk strollers. Strollers are not allowed in the venue walking around the concourse. However, at McCamish, I do have what we affectionately call stroller parking. We will have some stroller parking come in at main entrance, which is our big entrance right at 10th and Fowler. We'll be able to park these strollers just inside the venue. This gives you access to the stroller and the items inside of it. Unfortunately, you won't be able to take it around the concourse with you. We're just crowded and trying to find spaces for it while we're also trying to prioritize wheelchairs. It's a little too much for all of us to manage and have space for. So strollers can either be taken the bag check, if you've got other bags, or there will be some stroller parking just inside the venue. Just speak to an usher or security officer at the main entrance. As I mentioned, bag valet, real nearby, you'll be able to take care of that. You can view the full list of everything that is and is not permitted at ramsandrec.com/clearbag. We do acknowledge and abide by all of the same rules as if you are attending a basketball game or a football game to maintain that consistency at our athletic venues. I'm not going to talk about Bobby Dodd because this is not a Bobby Dodd crew. So it's going to give us a little more time for questions. But we are Bobby Dodd. Seating and services, what we have available. So 2 weeks prior to the event, seating charts will be available on the commencement website on the ticketing and seating page. This will not only outline where we're seating all of our students by college and a row or two of accuracy, but you'll also be able to see the sections we have open, entrances, and all the ADA seating. Concessions will be available at both of our ceremonies, so we will have some food and beverage available for purchase. ADA, I'm going to dig in on ADA right now. As I said, those seating charts are great because they are going to show you all of our ADA seating. That's for breath. We have 2 different groups of what we refer to as ADA. Folks who are coming who are in a wheelchair, those are true wheelchair seats. I've got plenty in the venue and I'll make room for more if I have to. Wheelchair seats are 1+ companion. We're trying to maximize the number of wheelchairs, and it's very popular for grandparents to come to commencement. Your graduate, when they completed their RSVP, were asked if there were wheelchairs in the party. If they said yes, they're going to be issued what we call blue tickets. Their ticket will be blue. That's what gets them access to the wheelchair section. If your graduate forgot to mention that, or if there's been a change in status since RSVP, that is 100% fine. Email us at events@gautech, we will get you taken care of. As I said, wheelchair seats are limited to 1+ companion. We asked the rest of the party, we're just going to sit you 1 or 2 rows down. We want to keep parties close together, but we also want to maximize those seats for our wheelchairs. So that's what we have for wheelchair. More
Serena, sorry,
folks. Yes.
sorry to interrupt. I did want to
Yeah.
make a comment that there is a couple of parents that are masters parents. So they said that if you don't mind reviewing some information from Bobby Dot, that would be helpful for them.
Thank you. I am
Yeah.
glad. Y'all, I love talking about Bobby Dodd too. Welcome to Bobby Dodd. Bobby Dodd is outside. Please, my Bobby Dodd folks, please dress for the weather. The good news is for our Bobby Dodd ceremony, we are in the morning. So it will not have the sun beating down on us like we used to for the afternoon ceremonies. Bobby Dodd has the same permitted and non-permitted rules as McCamish. As you see, this is kind of our winter version of the event. Blankets are allowed, stadium seats are allowed, but do you read the policies around stadium seats? You can bring the cushions, but you can't bring like a full fold-out chair. Same with medical assistant devices, baby food, small clutch, clear bag. So Bobby Dodd's on the same clear bag rules as we have our McCamish rules on. Same things for the not allowed at Bobby Dodd. Outside food and beverage, umbrellas, noisemakers, same rules apply. Difference for Bobby Dodd, bag valet. I have 2 bag valet locations depending on how you're entering the venue. I have 1 bag valet up at gate 1. That's going to be closer to North Ave. So if you're coming in at the far tippy top of the stadium near where the Jumbotron is, I'll have a bag valet up there. I also have a bag valet on the other side of the stadium on top of Peter's parking deck. Again, we'll note these bag valet locations on our commencement map overlays for everyone to see it, because I can never remember even how to get to one of the bag valets myself. So we'll have both of those open. Those also open 30 minutes prior to doors. So the Bobby Dodd bag valet is going to open at 7:30 for our 8 a.m. doors. Bobby Dodd's got the same link for their allowed items, ramlinrec.com/clearbag. What I normally tell my Bobby Dodd folks, a little more than my McCamish, do bring sunglasses. We shouldn't have the sun bearing down on us, but it's a good tip to have sunglasses, hats, that kind of sun protection coming. Bobby Dodd is a little bit more weather prone, so fingers crossed that we don't have any change in ceremony times due to weather. If that does happen for my Bobby Dodd parents, a few things we're going to do. 1, we're going to email your graduate. We normally have an idea if this could be affecting the ceremony about 48 hours out. So your student will start to get emails from us saying like, hey, there could be weather, keep an eye on things. If we do make any time adjustments, they will get an email from us. 2, we will post on commencement.godtech.edu as well as godtech.edu. There'll be a big bold header that says, we have adjusted ceremony times. I've not had to adjust my ceremony times yet. I had to think. I think there's 1 year I was really close that I almost had to. We haven't had to do this yet. Things that would cause us to do this would be extremely heavy rain, or if there's lightning coming our way, that's the kind of stuff. If that does occur, then we'll also be coming up with a game plan for the colleges for any adjustments in their ceremony times. Our Bobby Dodd folks, I will also say, that ceremony is slated to run from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So I'll be coming in right at an hour, lucky, a little bit faster, because I want to make sure you have time to get to your next celebration. The college ceremonies will take place after the master's ceremony. Most of them are slated to start at 11:30. I know College of Business is going to be a little bit later. They're doing a reception at the College of Business, and then they'll have their ceremony. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 over at McCamish. But we have made sure there's plenty of time for families to walk over, not have to run, not have to rush. And it's something we're always talking through with the college planners to make sure the institute ceremony is letting out in time for the college ceremonies. You guys may be also asking, why is she talking about 2 ceremonies for the masters? What's the difference? The masters, we have divided. The first 9 a.m. ceremony is going to be what we call our institute-wide event. Graduates will stand in recognition with their college as the dean calls them. The president will confer degrees and say, you're officially a Georgia Tech grad, and do that at the 9 a.m. Institute-wide ceremony. Then later that day at 11:30, or the College of Business ceremony later, we're going to have college graduation celebrations. This is the individual recognition moment. This is when your student's going to be going across a stage, having their name called, having their moment to celebrate their degree. So individual recognition at the college, group recognition at the master's. You are not required to go to one to attend the other. Some choose to attend both. Some choose to only attend one. It is all good. And that's what families get to decide that day. We fully anticipate weather will be impacting your choices as you look at your schedule that day. That's good to know. I have masters in the group. Going back to this, refresher, seating charts. Doesn't matter what program you're in, we'll have them 2 weeks in advance. I'm doing the numbers actually after this meeting. Concessions are available at all of our venues, and we do have at multiple spots. The wheelchair stuff applies to all ceremonies, PhD, master's, bachelor's. You'll still need your blue tickets. You'll still need to make sure you have those in advance. If your grad doesn't get them the week of the 14th, drop us a line. We will make the adjustment. Limited mobility. So this is what we refer to as our folks who, y'all, they're not running marathons. They're not going to go the distance that day. They can make it. It's just going to be in little bits. These are folks who they can't walk all throughout campus, but I can have them walk in the venue. I can have them go down 1, maybe 2 stairs. We can't go down a flight, but we can handle maybe 1 or 2. We block additional seating for limited mobility to make sure we have plenty of space reserved near entrances. For McCamish, you actually come in on concourse level at the top of the bowl. So you hear us refer to the limited mobility. It's at the top level of the concourse. So folks don't have to walk too far down those stairs. We'll have plenty of seating reserved there. No additional tickets, RSVP notes, none of that is needed for your limited mobility. For my Bobby Dodd folks, you guys come in. Most of our entrances for that stadium are actually like kind of in the middle of seating. So what we're doing is, again, we're blocking the seating closest to all of our different entrances so those folks don't have to walk as far. You may be also asking some questions now about guest drop-off and all that stuff. Enjoy. We do have guest drop-off for both venues. For McCamish, it's going to be in front of the Moon entrance, which is on Fowler Street. So when you come on Fowler Street, pretty much anywhere on that road, you can pull to the side and drop folks off. For Bobby Dodd crew, we've got it on Techwood. It's going to be near Techwood and Bobby Dodd Way. So you can get them as close to the stadium as you can, drop them off, and then you'll be diverted a different way to go park. We highly encourage dropping off your ADA folks. Parking on campus, as we all know, there's only so much. We're doing our best. Parking's been a fabulous partner to give us access to all the lots nearby our venues, but it can still get kind of full or take a moment. So arrive early, drop your guests off, park the car, and then meet them at their spot. Depending on the needs of your crew, we do know some folks will come and maybe like save a seat. We know this happens. We know everyone's trying to find their way. We do ask that if you're doing that, you do that earlier on. We will start trying to fill in seats as we hit that 15 minutes prior to ceremony start to make sure everyone has a spot and can get in the venue. Let me check questions real fast because I know there was some I want to answer in here. I'm going to save the ticketing question for the end because we're going to have to talk about that. Graduating students with honors, they are going to get an email from the registrar's office on cord pickup. They typically do that about 2 weeks prior, and they'll be notified of what their honors is. I also have a few at the ceremony. We try not to give them out there. We'd rather them get them in advance, but they'll get an email on that. Graduates announced in alphabetical order. Graduates are announced in the order they seat themselves. We are grouping all students by college at the bachelor's level. For parents of masters or families of masters, most of the schools, most of the colleges are grouping the students by their school of study and then just having them go up in any order. And then PhD, they get to do whatever they'd like. They just got a doctorate, so they can sit in whatever order they arrive. But essentially, the order they sit themselves is the order we're going to walk them across stage. We don't put them in alpha order. We're not grouping them by major. So it's really important for your grad to have that phone charge so they can be texting you, hey, I'm third row in my college, or hey, I'm in the back seats of my college. That's going to give you an indication of when they're going to be walking. Grads can decorate their cap. We do ask that if grads decorate their caps, do keep it only 2-3 inches above so we're not blocking views. And if they're using lights, have a way to turn it off. So if it's a little distracting, we can turn it off during parts of the ceremony and have it going on at other parts. But them decorating their cap, not only does it add an extra bit of festivity to the event, but also it's a great way for you as parents and guests to help find them on the floor. That's one reason my hair is pink, so my team can actually find me at the event. Taking questions. Masters in CS is going to be Saturday because they're masters. I'm going to check on the honor cords to make sure I've got that. We'll talk about taking here in a second. Cool. I'm going to keep going. I've got a little bit more. Can we talk a little bit more about limited mobility seating, where we enter and how many people? So limited mobility seating, whether you're Bobby Dodd or McCamish, like I said, I am blocking seats near all entrances. So for my McCamish folks, that's my bachelor's, whether you're coming in the main entrance, the west entrance, which is now called Moon, to the side, or the Benatar entrance in the back, I'm gonna have seats nearby all the entrances. The beauty of McCamish, it's one big old circle. Once we get you in, we know we can get you where you need to go because you can kind of just keep on walking. There tends to be more seats available near the Benatar entrance because not as many people are using that entrance, but you do have to walk a little further to get there. So pluses and minuses on that entrance. But if you come in West or Main, we're going to get you there. I've got a fabulous Captain Julie Bryant, who is over ADA for all of our ceremonies. When you get in there, she's got a crew who is looking for patrons who we can see are either in a wheelchair or we think they're going to want some ADA seating because, there's 2 steps you got to walk in to get into McCamish at the main entrance. No steps at Moon, no steps at Benatar, 2 steps over at main entrance. There's an elevator over at main entrance as well. So any wheelchairs that come in at main, we still got you covered. There's not an entrance you can't come in. But she's looking for that. She's on the alert to help families and guests get to where they need to go. And again, if you run into any issues with ADA or limited mobility, a lot of times we tell folks, just get to us in the venue. I've got a bunch of volunteers who are there to assist, to answer questions. They're all on radio so they can coordinate together. You do not need different tickets for limited mobility. This is open seating. The only time you're going to need a different colored ticket is if it's wheelchair. And we also have extra, we call them blue tickets. They are blue. They will stand out. We also have extra blue tickets at the venue. So if you're a graduate in trying to prepare for the event, didn't mark wheelchair, wasn't able to get in touch with us, we still got you covered on event day. Our job is to take care of you when we get you in the venue. Air conditioned. McCamish is air conditioned. Bobby Dodd is not. It is out in the open. So, but McCamish is not. I've always found the temperature comfortable, but I'm also running around. So I may be the wrong person to ask on that front. I'm going to come back to the extra tickets because it's going to be a longer one. Unfortunately, we do not have a president's graduation celebration this year as we're looking to streamline our operations. That's not going to be an event we have, but I am actually in talks right now to try to get some photo opportunities and extra fun and jazz set up at the entrances around our venue to still create those photo opportunities for our families. And grad images will also be outside the venue to help capture those photos of our families and grads. What else do I have in this presentation? Oh, we're gonna do our after the ceremony checklist, and then I'm gonna go into extra tickets and all the other Q&A I see. After the ceremony, we've been talking a lot during, just want to give a quick plug for things to do after the event. 1, view those awesome photos of your grad crossing the stage. If you pre-registered with grad images, they'll send you an email. Otherwise, you can go to the grad images website, gradimages.com, type in Georgia Tech, your student's name, and you'll be able to see those photos of them crossing the stage. Download the digital program. We will have a digital program. It will be on the website about 3-4 days before the actual event, but we do remind people afterwards. Go get a copy of that program. 3, share the moment on YouTube. All of our events are live streamed. All of our events are available to watch online live. That video will also stay up on YouTube. So if someone's not able to join or they want to celebrate from afar, send them to the YouTube. You can find those links at commencement.gatech.edu/live. And then we'll also be emailing them to your grad before and after the ceremony. Our live streams, our live streams start about 30-45 minutes prior to the ceremony. So that lets you catch our pre-show as well as make sure everything is up and working before your student has their moment going across the stage. And then complete the ceremony survey. We put a survey on the Commencement website. It goes live the Monday following the event. We love your feedback. These ceremonies reflect the feedback of our grads and parents in previous semesters. If there's something you liked, let us know. If there's something you didn't like, let us know. That feedback's really critical for us as we are continuing to shape and evolve what our commencement celebrations look like. We understand that some of tickets is one we'll get into. We understand there's a lot of legitimate emotions and opinions on that. We need to hear that. So we are making decisions, and as we're making our ceremony plans, we have that full picture. So do share that feedback with us. Have you or your graduate go to the page afterwards. That's how we're building better ceremonies. And if you did or didn't like the venue you're in, that's helping to drive those decisions as well. Last little bit, commencement.gat, and I'm going to Q&A, I'm not leaving y'all, don't worry. Commencement.gatech.edu. Everything I have told you today is on that webpage. Every thought about this ceremony that I have in my head is on that webpage. We will continue to update it. We'll continue to post to it. We'll continue to remind your graduate of information on this page. Go to it, check it out. It's going to have a lot of the details. We're updating it right now based on our RSVP close. 2-3 weeks prior, it's going to look like a whole new site as we get our seating maps up, as we are putting our details in. There's a lot of info to start. It really shines 2 weeks prior. And then that is my email one more time, events@gatech.edu. That's myself and the team answering all those, as well as commencement hotline. I'm going to stop sharing screen so I can see all the chat and all the questions, because we're going to talk about ticketing. Oh, yeah, the phone number. And you know what? Let me put it in chat too. So events@gatech.edu is our email, and 404-385-34, nope, that's 2638. That is the events hotline. Spoilers, because I'm doing this, I'm not answering it right now. So there will be someone answering it. Thursday and Friday, I can answer a lot of calls live because I don't have as many meetings. Monday through Wednesday, unfortunately, you're more likely to get voicemail and I'll have to call you back. Tickets.
And
I feel
just a note here, if you're
Yes.
watching this as a recording, please check the post for this recording because all the details the links, all the things that Serena's mentioned in her presentation, and also we'll try to get your presentation as well, will all be uploaded to the Hive in the post for that recording. So again, if you're watching this as a recording, just refer back to the post, and all the things that we're mentioning, the email, the website, the phone number, will all be listed there for your convenience. Thank you so much, Serena.
Thank you. Let's dive in on tickets. I know
All
those are
right.
number one question. I know that's why y'all here.
Yep.
Don't worry, it keeps me up at night too. It does. Our numbers are high. I've reached my capacity levels on my ceremonies, and I don't like being there because this moment matters for our students. This moment matters for their families. This moment matters for their supporters. Please know I hear you. I do. And it breaks our heart when we have to deliver these words. I will not have will call. I will not have additional tickets. I am tapped at 4. It sucks. Let's just call it what it does. It sucks. I'm going to tell you the legit ways. I'm going to tell you the secret ways for joining the parent seminar. So this is your bonus bits. One, we do live stream the ceremony. We highly encourage watching the live stream. The point of this day is celebrating your graduate. And ideally, we were in a situation where everyone who was supporting that journey can be in the venue. In order for me to make sure everyone has someone in that venue, unfortunately, I do have to ticket, and I do have to make that happen because we want to make sure everyone can point to someone while they're crossing that stage. It may not be the whole crew, but they can point to someone. We push a lot of folks towards the live stream because what we hope will happen is you're still watching that moment. They're sending those messages to that student with them. I remember during the COVID times, people were taking selfies of them with these watch parties with them at the screen and sending them to their grad. And it was an unfortunate moment with a joyous outcome that we have. We have the live stream, so that way you guys can watch and then celebrate together before or after. Go to that lunch together. Y'all, it's summer. You can have those backyard barbecues that I wish I was at, but I'm at another ceremony. You can have those backyard barbecues. You can go to that dinner together. We can still celebrate the graduate. Unfortunately, I can't make it all happen in the venue. I do have O'Keefe Gym located next door for what we call our live watch party. I'm streaming the ceremony there. The watch party is there. No tickets are required for that space. It will probably get pretty darn full this go around because I don't have will call. So if you're traveling with a group of just like 5 or 6 and you're like, I don't want to send them to their hotel room to watch, but I can't get them in, that's where the watch party comes into play. And you can have them go right next door. O'Keefe Gym, like I said, is located next to O'Keefe. I'm sorry, next to McCamish. It's the same building twice there. O'Keefe is located next to McCamish. So you can come together in the same car. Some go to the watch party, some go to the venue, and then we can still come together afterwards to celebrate the grad. And that's why we're also trying to put a little more oomph on what we have around the venue, what we have outside the venue, to still create those moments happening. It sucks I can't have roll call. I'm going to say it a million times because I hate it too. My job is unfortunately to look at those numbers and to do everything I can to keep us safe and to make sure everyone has someone. Tickets change on April 14th. Right now, your grad is asking their classmates, their friends, they're checking posts, they're trying to find those 2. They're probably coming up empty-handed. Magically, when the tickets hit their hands, it all changes. And we see the Reddit posts, we know they're talking on the class Discord, we know they're talking on the class Slack, they're talking with their friends. We don't like that there's charges around it. We would prefer it was a exchange of friendship, but we're not going to cancel a ticket because we see someone paid for it, because that's not fair to the person who probably got a legit ticket. So we do encourage students to, can we make this, you give each other like, I'm going to buy you lunch instead. That's what we try to encourage. If your student receives tickets from a friend, check that it is the same ceremony. that is really critical. Morning tickets are only valid for the morning. Afternoon tickets are only valid for the afternoon. If they're talking with friends and classmates, make sure they are in the same ceremony, because that's another, we hate to see that happen when someone rolls into the morning ceremony with an afternoon ticket and we can't let them in because it's an afternoon ticket and we are having to watch our counts to make sure everyone stays safe in that building. So do have your graduate check the class communication methods that they have. Do have them talk to their friends. It kind of, like I said, it's all going to change that week of the 14th when the tickets actually hit their hands. That's my ticket speech. It's not a nice one, unfortunately. We wish it was different. We highly encourage you to fill out that survey. You can also email us at events@gottech. I do share that with leadership. We do talk with leadership about what we're seeing, what's happening. So it is not falling on deaf ears. It is truly being looked at, considered, and read. Let me change tone to something happier. Honor course. let me change this around. I did see, there was a few questions in here I want to answer. Actually, I'm going to start with check. There's a few things. One, are canes allowed for handicap? Yes, canes are allowed for handicap. So they may have to go through a little extra security screening. They may just wand down the cane, but yes, I do see people with canes at commencement. Two separates only for masters. That is correct. All bachelor students, you're either in the morning or the afternoon. Masters is my one that is split up. Will the campus bus be running? It will, but it gets a little diverted because of commencement traffic. So it's still running. And if you picked it up from the Midtown MARTA station, it will still come down and get you pretty darn close. I believe that drops at Fowler and 5th, which is only a block or two walk from the ceremony. So it is running. It doesn't run as frequently, I believe, on that Friday because it's the finals day. I'm gonna ask parking if they can keep it running a little bit more. Parking or Charles. I'll also see if we can update the page for frequency. That's a good question. Let me go over to the Q&A. I'm starting at the top of the Q&A. We know our students' pool. Have a talk with your student. Unfortunately, we can't share a lot of information due to FERPA, but ask your student, ask them if, hey, are you walking? Are you planning on going through? Excuse me. One of our little commencement secrets is we're not checking their final grades before they walk across that stage. Y'all, finals ends that like Thursday afternoon. I got a ceremony that Friday morning. It's not happening. So we do hear some students who are sometimes in a little bit of a panic because they're like, I don't know how I'm going to do on this final. You know what? The commencement office is not checking. So if they are getting our emails, if they've gotten their tickets, they're in the clear and ready to go. Honor cords. I'm going to say asking about what we call an early walk honor cord. So son's not able to get honor cords because they're walking early. Unfortunately, that is true. So we are running honors for our graduates. They're actually running them. I think they ran them last Friday because I'm supposed to get a report today on what those honor distinctions are. We're only running for our spring graduates because they're designated as graduating in the system. If your student is what we call one of our early walks, so they are a summer student who had 2 classes or less, applied to graduate and were approved, they will not be receiving their honor cords for this ceremony. Some students will go to Amazon and do their thing. It's not something we encourage. It's not something we like to see, but honor cords are limited to those who are graduating in that semester. So within a given bachelor's ceremony, graduating students can sit with other grads regardless of major. That is correct within college. So if they are in College of Sciences, the psychology major can sit next to the mathematics major. You can sit next to the Earth and Atmospheric Science major. They can all sit together, provided they're all in College of Sciences. Same with engineering. The engineering majors, they can intermix based on major, but we are going to keep them grouped by college for that. I'm going to say thank you for acknowledging. It is a very fair question to ask about receptions, events, extra events, and items we have going on for other celebrations. I'm going to say part of it is those decisions were made in part due to budget, in part due to resources, in part due to us playing space, in part to us judging the interest based on surveys of what folks were saying they enjoyed and participated in. That's just one more reason those surveys become so important to us, because it is guiding our decision making for how we are managing that. I think it's something the team continues to look at, and you may see some more pointed questions in the survey about it, because we are trying to assess how valuable and how often these were being used and going to. Yes, we went back to dates for BS grad, May 2026. So I have gotten this question several times already this over the past 2 weeks. I am prepared for this one. We base our commencement dates off the academic calendar. Currently for the 2026 calendar, it's showing May 8th and 9th, I believe, which is feeling a little late compared to us being right now May 1st through 3rd. May 2026 dates, we will confirm dates, times, how we're splitting up ceremonies, and ticket counts late January is when that goes out. So late January 2026, I am a little bit in the blind. I also have to wait for start of semester to get the official petition numbers for how many students are graduating. And then we can make the decisions on how many ceremonies do we need, how are we splitting these students up, what's going on. For if there happens to be any fall 2025 folks in, same rule, just flipping up the months. So typically that Labor Day week is the deadline I set for us. That's 2 weeks in. Labor Day weekend, so early September, I'll know the official dates, times, and how we're splitting up ceremonies for the fall 25 ceremony. That's what we have. Can summer graduates walking in the spring ceremony get honor cords? I think we answered this one. Unfortunately, summer graduates are not issued honor cords because they have not hit that magical date in our system that they are listed as graduating. Do I have a Reddit link for graduation tickets? We see it on the GATEC Reddit, which is reddit.com/r/GATech. There tends to be a master commencement thread that the students will pin that has students asking questions about the ceremony, exchanges, all that. Reddit is completely, it was organic. That is students, faculty, that is them posting, that is not the institute. But that's where we see it on the Georgia Tech Reddit page, is where we've seen it pop up often before. Live stream link. The live stream link, I'm even gonna put it in chat too. Commencement.gatech.edu/live. If you go to commencement.gatech.edu/live, that's where we're going to post the links to all of the YouTube live streams. We create those links about 5 days in advance, so you can actually set it to ping you when it is scheduled, and that way you get a little reminder when we actually go live with the YouTube. And we also have a alternate viewing site on that live page. So if there are any reasons that someone is watching abroad and they have firewalls preventing them from watching YouTube, we will have an alternate stream going. This also covers us, so in case I run into any technical glitches and one stream goes down, I got another stream up and running of other things that keep me up at night. So people will be able to watch. Those are automatically archived on YouTube. So as soon as that moment happens, it's there. You don't need to wait on us to hit publish or anything like that. So you'll be able to watch your student go across that. As soon as they do it, you can watch it again, rewind it back and see it all there. When will students be sent information about Ramblin' Rec so they can take pictures? I'm guessing this could be one of two things. If you're asking about Rambling On, which is the party that the Alumni Association hosts, that information, I think they sent it out a week or two ago. It just recently went out. That would be through the Alumni Association. So I'd go to the alumni page to find out info. For the Ramblin' Rec, we will have the Ramblin' Rec car at our ceremonies. We just made that decision this morning. For my folks at McCamish, so my bachelor's, and if I have any PhDs in crowd, it's going to be across the street from McCamish at the Byers Tennis Center. So if you're at the main entrance, you're going to see the rec. It's right there. It's across the way. If you are a master's family, we're going to have it out at Callaway Plaza. That's in front of gates 6 and 7, around the construction, we promise. We'll have the rec out there for photos. The rec is going to arrive 30 minutes prior to doors. So my doors are at 8. I've asked the rec to get there at 7:30. So we encourage getting those photos beforehand. We're working with the driver to have them stay the whole day so we can also have families taking photos afterwards. I would be honest, I'm waiting on that email right now. We can also gonna post that. We're gonna post rec times. We're gonna post the rec times on our website. You'll be able to find that on the venue page. Is where I think is the best place. Oh, may also cross link on the memorabilia page. That's why we love this. We can do that. We'll publish that. We'll put that on our map. I know that'll help folks be able to find it and get those photos. Is there a market for purchasing secondhand engineering master's gown? I'm sure there is. I haven't seen it, but I'm also not on all the student channels. Any regalia from 2020 on is valid for our ceremonies. So if they have a friend who graduated a semester ago, a year ago, a few years ago, that regalia has not changed. We are not kicking them out over that kind of stuff. We have bigger fish to fry that day. So if they do have another friend who graduated, yes, they can borrow the regalia. We would encourage them to still go to the bookstore to purchase a fresh cap so they can decorate it and make it their own, as well as you can purchase extra tassels at the bookstore. Folks using the older regalia like 2020, 2021, that regalia I think has a little bit more, we call it like cheddar buzz. It's like this bright yellow in the tassel color, and now we're in old gold. So that does stick out when everyone's got one gold and there's 2 students with something different. They can go to the bookstore for $10. They can get a new tassel with their graduation year. Great little touch if they're borrowing regalia. It's possible I have the rec available for photos on Thursday the 1st. I'll tell you this little secret. The PhD ceremony is on the 1st, and I will have the rec there. So it will be at McCamish in the evening being 3:30 to 5:30. I'll have the rec stationed outside of McCamish for that ceremony. The PhD ceremony, y'all, the very few compared to the bachelor's. It is not gonna be a word. It's not gonna be a line. It's literally like a fourth of what we see at bachelor's. So it would be easy to get over there and get a photo if the family's coming in a little early. Ooh, 2015 OG gown. That's a good question. I'll be honest. I think it's going to be okay. It may have the old seal instead of the new seal on it. Guys, I'm not looking that closely at the seals. I may notice it, but again, I will not kick a graduate out over that. Now, do not let them come in their blue or red or crimson high school gowns. I will see that. I will catch that. I will turn that away. Like, I see, I've not had to turn that away yet. Don't make me. So do match the sea of graduates that is there. If you want to get an idea of what that looks like, if you go to commencement.gatech.edu/ academic-regalia. On our regalia page, you can see photos of our regalia. There will be a video on how to wear your regalia. If it's not currently up, I'm going to check the page to make sure it's up. It's got little tips and tricks for reminding graduates what side to put their tassel on and all that good stuff. So how to wear your regalia will be live. GT sashes. So the sashes, from my understanding, also known as stoles, those are issued by clubs, organizations, groups. So have your student check with the club or organization that they would be receiving that stash or stole from, and they will have instructions on either how to purchase or if it's a gift from the organization. We do see our students wear variety of sashes and cords, and y'all, it's just part of the fun commencement festivities. So we're here for it. Oh, someone said per my student tassel has GT symbol year. Your student may be correct. I think they used to have the years, and I'm just stuck in my old mind frame, and we finally took the years out because, again, things I'm not checking at a ceremony if someone's got the right years. So yeah, I would just say if you're borrowing, check the tassel color. You will know if it's old gold or that bright cheddar buzz. I'm not kicking a student out over it, but it does just help them blend in and match all the photos with their graduates. They should be standing out for their smile. They should be standing out for their grad cap. They should be standing out because they've got amazing graduation fits that they'd like to show off. That should be our reason that we stand out in those photos. Did I hit all the questions? I think I did.
I think you did. Thank you, Serena.
Sweet.
Oh my goodness. Look at you. We are at 1:01 p.m. And so we are going to give you some grace and let you go about your day. Parents, families, thank you so much for such great questions. Serena, thank you for your time and such great answers. And we just thank you for all you do because we know it's not an easy job, first of all. Families, we will have this recording up within the next 24 to 48 hours for you to watch. You'll just go back to the original post advertising this webinar, and the YouTube video will be right there at the top. We'll add in a slide deck. We'll add in any other, the chat, all of the things. We'll have everything there for you. So Serena, thank you again for your time, and go Jackets, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you guys.